car?
Well, that's two things, but what I was referring to is the fact that the 2021 Guadalupe Radio Network The Gifts of God Christmas Share-a-thon is right around the corner.
Oh.
Please make plans to tune in and call in Tuesday, November 30th through Friday, December 3rd to pledge a donation to keep your Catholic radio station on the air.
The number to remember is 1-800-476-3311. Thank you in advance for your support, and don't forget about those sprinklers.
Would you like to learn the foundational science that forms the basis of all methods of natural family planning and get connected to a professional community that will allow you to foster your career? An online training program offered by BOMA USA, the Billings Ovulation Method Association, and paid for by the Catholic Foundation is available only until the end of this year. All health professionals and students qualify. For more information, contact Craig at 469-877-4821 or email him at craig@boma-usa.org. Sacred Heart Books and Gifts may be closing, but there is still time for one last hurrah.
That's right. We hope you make plans to join us for a special broadcast to commemorate the 42 years the Sacred Heart has supported the Catholic community.
The broadcast will be Monday, November 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. live from the store at Coit and Campbell in Dallas.
Everyone is invited to call in or stop by to share your Sacred Heart memories and testimonies.
And there's an extra incentive to stop by, too.
A box of tacos?
No, a raffle of special items from the store.
That's almost as good as tacos.
Get your tickets for the St. Nicholas Christmas Show. It's the best Get Your Heart Ready for Christmas event ever. Bring the whole family to the Hilton Anatole in Dallas, December 4th and 5th. Be inspired by Dr. Scott Hahn, Chris Stefanik, Raymond Arroyo, and music with Dave and Lauren Moore. Activities include a nativity pageant, magician Giancarlo Bernini, Las Posadas, and Christmas shopping, plus fun activities for both children and youth. Get tickets and information at stnicholaschristmasshow.com.
Save the date. St. Jude Catholic Church in Allen is hosting its annual St. Jude Craft Fair. All KATH 9:10 a.m. listeners are invited to join the parish for wonderful shopping opportunities and a chance to support local vendors and the American Heritage Girls. The fair will be held on Friday, November 19th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday, November 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at St. Jude Parish grounds. For more information, visit stjudeparish.com/craft-fair.
This is Nikki White, General Manager of Sacred Heart Books and Gifts in Dallas. It is with a heavy heart that we announce that after 42 years in business, Sacred Heart will be closing its doors on Friday, December 31st, 2021. Closeout sales and discounts will be offered on merchandise, fixtures, and equipment, and all items must go. We offer our gratitude and appreciation to the customers who have supported us over the decades. May God bless you as you have blessed us.
Welcome to Back to the Father, a show about the journey of life focused on our final end, which is God Himself, our loving Father. And now, here's your host, Dave Palmer.
And welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Back to the Father here on the Guadalupe Radio Network's social media sites. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, I think we're on Twitter as well. Nobody ever watches us on Twitter, so... but we're still there. You know, it's kind of like if a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it, does it still make a sound? I mean, if we're on... Well, okay, never mind.
I'm pretty sure that how that goes is that if a man argues with his wife in the middle of the forest, is he still wrong? Or something? Isn't it like one of those? Yeah, something like that. Like,
I've
you've never heard that one? Oh, that explains.
Oh, I like that one.
I don't think I delivered that right. But
No, well,
idea.
hey, it's still got some payoff. I mean, we're still laughing. So, boy, Sissel starting off funny. Yeah, I mean,
I don't every week.
It took you 10 seconds into the show to start being funny. I mean, I appreciate that very much. All right, welcome everybody. This is a program called Back to the Father, as I mentioned. My name is Dave Palmer, Cecil Anderson, the funny one with the hat.
Thank you.
And these two young
I
men.
haven't seen it as an insult. I just
Yeah,
realized.
I like backhanded insults. Okay, that's
No.
there you go. Diane with a win. Thank you, Diane. All right, and over here to my right, two young men, two seniors in high school with promising futures. To the right, Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg.
Hello.
And to the left, Sam Cavana. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
How
are you doing, good
This
sir?
is very formal.
I know, kind of formal. I know I was kind of playful with Cecil and then more formal with you guys.
By
I
the
was-
way, it's
no.
if a man speaks in a forest where no woman can hear him, is he still wrong?
Okay. Did somebody give that one, or did you look it up?
I knew that one when I just
You
delivered
had-
it badly. I had to look it up to confirm the exact
okay.
wording.
I thought
of
maybe
it.
like Buddy or somebody was feeding you your
Although I'm
lines.
sure
on,
Buddy has great lines to feed me. I don't think that he probably knows that one, but that was all me.
Okay, it's all you. Okay.
That's the last all me joke of today.
It was all about you. It's all about Cecil.
All
Okay,
right.
so anyways, welcome everybody. And the way this works is we have a brief little introductory, a little fun, little banter, and then we go right into Away a Day. Last week, I was the only one that didn't contribute to Away Day. Today, I'm the only one that is contributing. Okay, that's called payback, my friends. Okay.
Oh.
So I feel like Dave, we should tell Dave about the group chat we have without him.
You guys have a chat without me? Seriously.
I'm joking.
Conspire? No. Well, 90% of all joking is the truth.
That's
you realize
true.
that,
That's true.
right?
We've wanted to get one.
Yeah,
we haven't
yeah.
yet.
You dream about
we
it
dream
at
about
night,
it,
right?
but we talk about like today. Let's not do Away Day, so Dave's alone.
So if you're all dreaming about a dream chat at the same time, does that mean it's actually real or no? Okay. All right. So the first part will be Away a Day. Just one image that I took today. I was driving around and I thought I got to take a picture of this because it's so beautiful and it reminds me of the season. Then we're going to go straight into our section on St. Thomas Aquinas, which is really what the show is all about, is teaching you some aspect of St. Thomas Aquinas. I made the executive decision. I have a group chat with myself that I don't let the see that's a contradiction in term, a group chat by myself,
Yeah.
right? The Blessed Trinity
Me,
could do
myself,
that.
and I.
The Blessed Trinity could have a group chat by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So today we are going to tackle what I decided is we've got 4 shows left in 2021. Okay, there's more Fridays than that, but 2 of them are going to be at the end of the year, and I won't be here, and one's going to be the Share-a-thon. So we got 4 left, and in all 4 of those shows, we are going to focus on Jesus Christ, some aspect of Jesus. The very last one is going to be about Christmassy type of stuff. It's going to be kind of warm, and we'll have maybe
gonna sing
Christmas
Christmas
music.
carols. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we could do some Christmas carols and have some fun with it. Okay, so today we're going to tackle the issue of the hypostatic union. All right, kind of a big term. Do you know what that means?
No, well,
Yeah.
I have a feeling I do know what it means,
Sam,
but
you know,
I've not
you know
heard
what the
it.
hypostatic union is?
I do, just because I listened to Bishop Barron. explain
Okay.
it.
Well, not to put you on the spot, but
Explain
since
it
well,
just
you,
as
you
good.
did raise your
Yeah.
hand. You said you knew. So, what is a hypostatic union?
It's the union of Christ's divinity with his human nature.
Humanity.
All right.
Humanity, yeah.
Very good. So now in the future, people can say, I know that because I listened to Back to the Father,
No,
right?
they
Yeah.
can
So,
say
yeah.
Sam
Exactly.
Cavana. They can say Sam Cavana
so
told me.
the interesting thing is, and we won't get too much into it right now, but it's like God didn't have to do this. You know, God could be God, and then he could create all these creatures, and he could be over us as God, right? And that would be fine. And we worship him and honor him as God. But he decided to come down and merge, in a sense, 2 natures together, human and divine. And it's really kind of complicated because, like, when it has to do with knowledge and how God, as human being, came to know things and what did he know, but he's also divine at the same time. So why would he ever, like, use his, like, human nature? You know, if you had a car with a tricycle in the back, would you ever use the tricycle when you're going somewhere? I mean, it's kind of it's an interesting thing. So it's what we're going to talk about, and we invite you to call in and comment, especially on the social media sites. You can call in and talk to us on the phone as well. 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424. So, all right, and then at the end we do trivia, and we have fun, and we make fun of each other and give each other a hard time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
All right. So, any news from the week, or are you guys doing all right? You ready for a big show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
good.
All right. Did you bring trivia?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I
Don't
did
ask
not.
Jonathan.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
I came in today and I said, Jonathan, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. And I said, did you bring an away a day picture? Yeah, I did. I said, okay. I said, can you email it to me? As soon as possible. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Well, so the thing was, okay.
The thing was,
I took a lot of pictures. And I thought, oh yeah, I can't remember exactly what they were of, but I thought I'll just use one as my away day. But it turns out they were just all pictures of my turtle, and I just forgot about it. And I did my turtle before, so I still have a lot of
so you
turtle
took
pictures.
more than one picture of a turtle. I mean, like a whole bunch of like different angles, or
Yeah, kind of.
okay, all right. So
I
that's
just realized I probably had some beautiful pictures because I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma last weekend, and we actually got to see signs of fall. Unlike
you're
here.
posting it on other social media
I
sites.
did post it on other
Yeah.
social media sites. I just didn't post it on OA a day, and that's my bad. But
I've
very
got-
beautiful.
I've got so many leaves to rake up tomorrow. It's crazy. So, all right. So I'm driving around today, and I'm thinking I got to have some picture for away day. So look at this. I don't know if you can get there up on the screen there. I found this. I'm over at QT getting a hamburger, a hot dog today, and I was like, look at this tree. Is that not just
beautiful.
gorgeous? I mean, it's like I bet you a month ago every leaf on that tree was green, and now it's like bright red. Every
That's
single one of
crazy.
them. Isn't that amazing?
It
Yeah,
is.
but not every tree turns red. You
Yeah.
know, God, some of them turn yellow and some turn different shades, kind of purpley. But this one, man, that is just awesome. I felt kind of weird getting out of my car because I'm like, sitting there in the parking lot. People are like getting in gas and all that, and I'm taking a picture of a tree.
No,
Yeah,
no
well-
judgment.
But,
Gotta do what you gotta
Over
do.
the weekend, I'm sure all the people at the University of Tulsa were laughing at a group of people taking photos, like throwing leaves up in the air and being all excited to see
Yeah.
like beautiful color leaves. They were like Texans, I swear.
yeah, that's what you posted on your thing. Is
Yeah.
that when Texans come across leaves?
You got to take a picture.
Yeah, hey, come to my front yard. You'll find lots of leaves, and if you want to rake some of them up and bag them, and
No, I just throw them around.
yeah,
Just make it worse.
That's what my son does. Is I rake up the leaves and he goes and he plays in them. I'm like, dude, you're totally
Not
defeating the
helping me.
purpose here. I'm trying to get them raked up. All right, so welcome everybody, and we will have the trivia later on in the program. And again, we do appreciate any contribution that you'd like to give. Let us know you're out there, where you're from. We've had people watching this show from different countries.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people call in. Do you remember early on, I think when we were on the radio, I don't know, Jonathan, you might have been here. I'm sure you were. We had that lady call in from Alabama.
I remember
Oh,
that.
she
Remember
was
that? And
so
she's like, I
funny.
don't quite understand.
She's like,
what
I
you-"
don't understand what y'all are talking about. And I was like,
I know.
same, lady. It's okay.
Join the club. Join the club.
Someone today asked me about like what shows I did here on the network, and I said, well, we do a show where we try to bring St. Thomas down to normal people level, which is me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, FYI. So we try.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
lady, she was
If
great.
If people would just give St. Thomas a chance, you notice she never came back. I mean, she's not, still. But we were on the radio back then. We're just on the social media sites now. So remember, we had the person from the lady from Brazil.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
she commented
Yeah,
from Brazil.
Brazil.
She also
And-
left.
So, is that just what we do? Is we get a few people to watch and then we
Yeah.
drive them away?
I think so.
Well,
I think so.
Today might be the case where we drive
Hey,
a few
Kevin's
people
back.
away. All right,
Kevin,
Kevin, that's your
Away,
buddy.
yeah.
How you
Kevin's
doing?
from Pennsylvania, right? Is that
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And then we
Pennsylvania.
were so excited that one show because we
basically
had two
another country.
callers, and then we realized one of them was Jonathan's grandfather, and one of them was his friend. So we didn't actually get any.
You're welcome.
I could text
Well,
some of my
say.
friends and have
Any
them call
like
in.
legit calls. So all right, this is going to be fun.
Those
all
were
right?
legit calls.
Yeah, they were. But your grandfather was like out in the lobby. I mean,
Okay,
it's-
well,
it's-
yeah, fine.
What? Okay, no,
the
what's he?
point.
No, that was the next
No,
week.
that was
That was
That
next
was the
week.
other
Yeah.
day.
Okay, so yeah, that was legit. Okay, anybody that calls is legit.
I could go in the other room.
877-757-9424. So a couple of things. We're not going to cover it real closely, but when God decided, and even that word, because God doesn't like decide, because that's something you do inside a time. Talking about God is really, really hard.
God in time, I swear, is like the most confusing thing.
I know,
ever.
but-
You're like, God's outside of time. And you're like,
Yeah.
but I'm human and I don't get that.
I know. Somebody said, like, as soon as you start talking about the Trinity, you're going to risk falling into heresy, right? Because you're just going to
Yeah.
say
well,
something
with that being
wrong.
said, no.
Yeah, maybe we should pick a different
Yeah,
topic.
yeah. I'm like, this is all good for today. On to trivia.
Talk about pumpkins or something. All right. So God, first of all, I guess the decision, air quotes, was which of the three persons of the Blessed Trinity was going to assume human nature. Okay, so Could the Father or the Spirit have assumed human nature, or did it have to be the Son? What do you think, Sam? Take a wild guess. Thomas.
Probably, because he's all powerful, probably any of three, but it's probably more proper that it would be the Son.
Man, that's a great answer. That's exactly what Aquinas says. Yeah, all right. For the win. All right, so then the other thing that he asks is, okay, could he have assumed the nature of an angel or like a dog? Could he have assumed the nature of an irrational creature just as well, or an angel?
So could he have? Is that the question you're asking?
Yeah. Could you have a hypostatic union of God and a rattlesnake? Or God, okay, and they're in. Okay, do you want to go see if you can go 2 for 2 on this one, Sam? Or are you?
I mean,
reveling in the glory of the last one.
It would be sad if I got this wrong, but I would assume it's still the same because he's still all powerful. But that would just be much. It seems like way more very improper because, like, human nature is made in the image and likeness of God, so uniting.
If God came as a donkey, it would be hard to take seriously too.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, Jonathan. Do you want to weigh in, or what do you think?
I think he could assume the angelic nature, but I don't know if he could with the. Well, I mean, not that he. Well, I don't know.
Man, you're right. You're on the right track here. Go with it. Roll with it. There.
Okay,
why could he not assume the nature of a rattlesnake or a pig or other than Sissel's point of him being kind of hard, given that Sermon on the Mount as a donkey, it would have been.
Well, it's because they're incompatible, and animals are a rational creature, and you can't both be irrational and rational at the same time.
Man, exactly. That's exactly right. It's like you can't have a three-sided square, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a logical contradiction. So you can't have God in an irrational creature merging hypostatically because they are inherently different in nature. Man, that's impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Man, that's very good. I thought I'd totally stump you guys in that one. Sissel's still thinking about God as a donkey.
Yeah, I sometimes do that a lot. I have a really funny thought, and then it's gone from then on. I'm just like, wait. There's like St. Thomas Aquinas who has these really deep thoughts, and then there's me who's like,
all right.
a donkey.
By the way, Adrian Fonseca is in the house. Okay.
Hi, Adrian.
Hello, Adrian.
Okay. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Adrian Fonseca? Is that right?
Fonseca.
Yeah. Fonseca. You can let us know, Adrian, if we're saying it wrong. I know we can mess it up sometimes.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. So here we're talking about, and Adrian's going to be interested in this topic because this is pretty deep. So now you got God decided he can't have a hypostatic union with a rattlesnake or a pig or a donkey, and he could actually do it with an angel. But you know why he didn't, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, why he didn't assume the nature of an angel? Take a guess. You guys are both shining. Okay,
well,
see who can. Why? According to Aquinas, I bet Adrian knows this one. Yeah.
Is it? No,
yes, you got the good joke at the beginning.
I got the good joke.
So that counts for
they
something.
have the intellectual comments. I have the good joke.
You're just here for the laughs.
I just add the commentary.
Here for the laughs.
But we were talking about angels in the past, but angels are very different from humans, so it would have been very different. Are you talking about? I don't know if this is the reason necessarily, but it would have been very interesting if God had come as an angel, like assumed an angel, because that would have been so, I don't know, hard for us. I feel like maybe to relate to.
You can't see it anyways.
Because you can't see it. So
Well, what Thomas says is that he could have assumed an angelic nature, but the angels didn't need it. Because they are judged at the moment of their creation. And so we needed him because he came here to save us, right? He didn't just come here to kind of play around and run around in our body. He came down here to save us. So the dog and the rattlesnake and the pig did not have how does he put it? The nobility. They didn't have they weren't don't have noble enough natures. The angel does, but they didn't need it.
But they didn't, yeah.
Okay, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so I have on the little PowerPoint here just some of the questions that Thomas asks. There's four questions in the Summa where Christ's knowledge as a hypostatic union of God and man are taken into consideration. Okay, so here's the first four: Christ's knowledge in general. All right. So he says whether Christ had any knowledge besides the divine. Okay. So as a human being walking around the earth, did he have any knowledge besides the divine knowledge?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he had didn't
That's
he?
like the easiest
Yeah,
one.
I was like,
it gets harder from here.
I'm like, that's.
You're like, it's too easy, right?
I'm like, that can't be that easy.
Okay.
It's a trick question. No.
All right. The Son of God assumed an entire human nature, not only a body, but also a soul, and not only a sensitive, but a rational soul. Therefore, it behooved him to have created knowledge. Okay. It gets harder from here.
Oh boy.
Are you ready?
Well, I've shot my shot, and that's
Okay. So, question, Article 2 there. Whether Christ had the knowledge which the blessed or comprehensors have. So,
Okay.
first of all,
Can we define that, please?
define your terms. Yes.
Yes,
So, okay,
please.
what's a blessed or a comprehensor?
Are those
That's-
just like really smart holy people?
Kinda, but even more than that.
Like Aquinas?
Well, the blessed. Okay, yeah. Is anybody keeping track of the? Because we're getting a lot of comments
Yeah.
here.
So Eric has joined us again.
People out there feel like they're being ignored.
I'm
and
sorry,
rightly
I'm sorry.
so.
Also, Adrian had said that
because
he
Sissel
thought-
is so engrossed in the conversation.
Yes.
she can't rip herself away.
I cannot. Adrian had asked, when we were talking about angels, his thought was that angels are too simple. That's why Jesus didn't.
Too simple.
Too simple. I said,
I don't know
"Rest
if I
in peace,
agree with that.
angels,"
This
'cause
the
that was a
angels.
burn. That was a roast for the poor angels.
No, but that's God's greatest. That's his first quality is that
Yeah.
he's simple.
Yeah.
So they're
true.
more like that's if you call a human simple, then that's an insult. But angels would actually be
Amen.
happy with that.
All right. Yeah. And then Eric
okay. So
just joined.
a blessed or comprehensor is a person in heaven. The blessed in heaven. A comprehensor would be the state of the mind of a person in heaven.
Oh.
So this is basically saying when Jesus walked around on earth, did he have the mind, so to speak, of somebody in heaven?
I think he did.
Probably.
Okay. I love that.
I like it. He said yes. Probably. I'll say no just for the heck of it.
Sam's like,
I was like, I don't want to commit to that answer.
all right, Jonathan with a win.
Woo.
So,
Hey.
so here you basically got Jesus walking around on earth as if he, even in his humanity, as if he was in heaven. Okay, so it's isn't that kind of cool?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, man is in potentiality to the knowledge of the blessed, which consists in the vision of God, and is ordained to it as its end. Since a rational creature is capable of that blessed knowledge, inasmuch as he is made in the image of God, now men are brought to this end by the humanity of Christ. So if we're brought to that end by the humanity of Christ, well, then Christ already has it. Okay, so he's already there. I mean, so as he's walking around, so can you imagine that? Like, you can imagine how happy you're going to be in heaven one day, and how cool that's going to be. But here on earth, it's kind of, it's drudgery and it's hard. Imagine if you already had that beatific vision walking around here on earth.
What am I doing here?
And that's what Jesus probably thought all the time. It's like, man, I want to check out, especially since people were so mean to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Okay. Question number 3, Article 3. Did Christ have imprinted or infused knowledge?
Yes. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
That's just, that's very straightforward.
You
Just
know what?
okay.
Because the more you talk, the dumber you sound. So
Yep.
The
one
more
word
you
answer.
try to explain things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're
one
right.
word answers.
Okay. Guys?
I'd say yes too.
Okay.
Sure.
Done. All right. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. So,
Thank you,
okay.
Cecil.
You're welcome.
do you guys, do you find this stuff interesting, or is this?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just kind of. Just a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you. I like how only when I got the question right did I get the clapping.
I know.
I've been paying
that,
Diane.
that should mean something. Yes. Okay. Adrian said, like the transfiguration. Okay.
Done.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess he's talking about when Jesus was transfigured. He had in the transfiguration. He had his like glorified body, right? So James, Peter, and John got to see him in his glorified body. I don't know if he had. Well, he already had the glorified mind,
Right.
Right? Because I think what Thomas is saying is that when he's walking around on the earth, he already had the glorified mind. I wonder if Adrian's, if anybody out
wanna
there,
clarify?
because I mean that's what Thomas is saying. Okay, so now in addition to having the comprehensor or the blessed mind, he's also getting infusion. Okay, so get a load of
Wow.
this. The passive intellect of man is in potentiality to all intelligible things. Okay, let that sink in. And hence, we must admit in the soul of Christ an infused knowledge, inasmuch as the Word of God imprinted upon the soul of Christ, which is personally united to him, intelligible species of all things which the possible intellect has in its potentiality. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
so basically,
I think I
so
got
he
glazed
had-
over there for a second.
I wonder why.
I was like,
It's so-
I was following it so closely,
You
and
were-
then
you were there.
suddenly you were done, and I was like, wait, what happened?
Can you go back?
we rewind, please?
Go back to the beginning, please.
Go.
Oh man,
That burn sound does, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like rain.
Yeah.
No, that's bacon sizzling.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound kind of like a rain pattering. Okay, so here's my understanding of it, and everybody that wants to jump in, there may be some people out there watching.
Hadrian
that-
says,
that
back to the transfiguration. Do you want me to just real quick?
Yeah,
jump
go
in?
ahead.
And he goes, what is the transfiguration, the glory? What was the transfiguration the glorified body?
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, without a doubt. Okay, so he's got the blessed mind. He's got the mind of the comprehensor, walking around here on earth with a human body that was passable, that could be cut and could feel pain. Obviously, could bleed, right? But then at the same time, his mind is like he's in heaven and he's walking around. Okay, but
That's
in
crazy.
addition to that, God has infused knowledge of all things, which it seems a little redundant. Like he would already have that because he's the blessed, but I think it's just, yeah. So he
Just want to make sure you know that you had
yeah,
everything.
just doubling
So-
down on this and
By the way,
this
all of
knowledge.
this is going to be a terrible pun, but it's all mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Disappointment.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. Okay. So then, now here's the kicker. In Article 4 here it says, "Did Christ have any acquired knowledge?"
Yes, I heard this somewhere once a while ago.
So what could he possibly acquire if the knowledge of all things is already infused in him, and he's already walking around with the
Like-
knowledge of the heavenly?
Isn't it stuff like how to open a bottle or like
Like he had to learn carpentry from his
Yeah,
dad,
that kinda
didn't he?
thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
did he?
like
But did he already
experiential.
know? And he's just like appeasing Saint Joseph to like,
He's
yeah,
like, yeah,
Dad, you could show me how to cut this wood. I
mansplaining?
totally already know how to do it.
That's a good
Oh,
question.
but did he though?
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's going to be in the next ones. Okay, so nothing. Okay, did Christ have acquired knowledge? Thomas says nothing that God planted in our nature was wanting to the human nature assumed by the Word of God. Now it's manifest that God planted in human nature not only a passive but an active intellect. Okay, so there would be some kind of acquired knowledge. Okay, seems kind of weird because God's already infused the knowledge of everything in him. But I think you're right. It's like practical stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, so we move on to the next series of questions in case you just haven't had enough out there. Okay.
By the way, let's see. Adrian's calling it experiential. I was like looking at that word wrong. Knowledge. And then Buddy was saying, I think this might have been to the question before this one, or it was for this question. It was, I would say yes, because Jesus, when separated from Mary, said to her about doing his Father's work. Also, Jesus being God, the second part of the Trinity, is outside of time and knew what was going on because he occupies past, present, and future. I think that was for the question before this one.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't say I 100% understand this, and I don't think anybody understands it. I don't think Thomas understood it because it's a great mystery.
Well, if Thomas doesn't understand it,
Yeah, I know. What
We're
the
in
heck-
trouble.
What the heck are we doing?
I
here?
was like, what are we trying to do here?
I know. It would be great if Thomas could just come here.
I would have been
But
dying.
we'd have to do the show in Latin, though.
That'd be difficult.
That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of hard though.
That'd be
Could-
neat.
could-
Salvete.
Salve.
I don't even know how to say
Salve.
hello.
That's Salve. Salve.
don't
Salve.
even-
Salve.
And then after that, it's all downhill.
Yep.
Because then he's
Quid est tuum pre nomen.
Oh,
and he'd
look
say
at-
Thomas
Mi no
Aquinas.
hablo español.
I asked what his name was, and he's like, no hablo
no hablo español.
in Latin.
No
by the way.
hablo. Okay, so now we're on to the second. And again, I said there's 4 questions in the Summa about this. Okay, now question 10 has to do with the beatific knowledge of Christ's soul. Okay, beatific knowledge would be the knowledge of the heavenly soul, right? Like the beatific vision, right? And anytime it refers to a soul, you know you're talking about humanity because God does not have a soul. Angels don't have souls. And so a soul only could be something with a body, right? Okay, so the first article says whether the soul of Christ comprehended the word or the divine essence. What do you think? Did the soul of Christ comprehend the word or the divine essence?
No, because it's a human soul and it can't ever fully comprehend the divine essence.
Is somebody feeding you like answers here?
Adrian's in his ear. Like he's got a little like headphone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because a human being can't comprehend God, because then he would be God, and then you would have had God united to God.
There's just a lot going on in Jesus' body.
But
Like, there's a lot of things. Like, he doesn't know, but he does. But then, like, his soul doesn't know, like, wouldn't know this, but, like, his body.
So next time you watch The Chosen and you see Jesus walking around, and
There's a lot going on in that head.
Doesn't that kind of change this all? I mean, Sam, you're the chosen guy,
You're
right?
the chosen
You wear the
guy.
merch. You're all about it. And,
This guy too.
They haven't put out like a new episode in like 8 months or something. They need to get going here. Yeah, but seriously, because it just looks like Jesus is just like this guy, you know, walking around and chatting and eating and, you know, carrying on. And you're like, man, there's a lot going on there in that brain, you know, and I mean in his mind. Okay, so Jonathan is absolutely right. Okay, so now number 2 says whether the Son of God knew all things in the Word. Did he know all things in the Word?
In the Word of God, we're talking about? Like the
Yeah.
but, okay.
Because like we, in our heavenly experience, we're going to, basically God's going to unite himself to us in heaven. So that's what it, like.
Well, this was hard. I'm going to say,
Wait.
I'm going to go yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go yes, mostly because I'm thinking about the knowledge he I don't know. When he went to
Are you qualifying it?
When he went to no, maybe I should stop talking. When he went to the when he was lost, quote unquote, in the temple when he was younger, I remember like they were all very impressed with his his knowledge.
Because he was like learning.
He like was able to like
that's a good point because he
just
I don't
knew
even
it.
think they weren't teaching him.
No, he was like full on teaching
he's
them.
like he's 12 years old.
12 years old. Just
Yeah.
So
Kind of
that's-
like my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter helping me with my iPhone. You know, it's like the young show. Okay, Scott Rogie is in the house. Do you see that?
Hello, Scott.
Scott said there was a lot of debate in Protestants hammering them for that. So what's he talking about?
Translate.
Yeah.
What were we just talking about 2 minutes ago?
Something about, I think, the hypostatic union.
Thanks, Dave.
Listen, come on.
Well, he just commented, and I was about to say something we
Go
were
ahead.
talking about. But what was? Oh, Jesus' humanity.
There you go.
He's talking about the chosen.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The Chosen,
The
that they're-
Protestants are hammering about the chosen?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about
Something
that. Yeah.
About...
About
I'm
It's
lost.
just how he's portrayed as a
Yeah.
human. Some people think he's too human.
Too
Or,
human? Yeah. Especially after they watch this show. Okay,
Let us know
so
that's right, Scott.
did the Son of God know all things in the Word? Okay, I'm just going to read a little Thomas here, okay? So get ready for your brain to get turned to mush here. So, okay, when it is inquired whether Christ knows all things in the Word, all things may be taken in 2 ways, of course. First, to stand for all that is in any way whatsoever is, will be, or was done, said, or thought by whomsoever and at any time.
yes.
That's pretty much everything, right?
What?
Okay. In this way, it must be said that the soul of Christ knows all things in the Word.
woo.
Wait.
So I was right. That's all I got.
Say
out of
that
it.
again.
Yeah,
I
wait.
didn't.
Okay,
it's just-
so by all things, to stand for all that in any way whatsoever is, will be, or was done, said, or thought by whomsoever and at any time.
Okay.
Whoa. There's not a lot that doesn't fall into that category.
No kidding. Scott
Okay.
Rogie commented, a lot of Protestants believe Jesus, being God, knew everything.
Well, he did. I mean, God knows everything, and Jesus was God, right? But does that mean in his humanity or in his?
Yeah.
See, this is the confusing part.
That's why-
is that
yeah,
he's
you
got
were
both
like-
of them. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now, this one, number 3 was whether the soul of Christ can know the infinite in the Word. This confused me, and I'm not even going to get into it because I thought that because we have the potential to know all things, but we can't know infinitely because only God is infinite, right? And so if we know infinitely, we're God. But for some reason, and I get confused me, somehow the soul of God can know the infinite in the Word. And I can't explain it. Sorry. You got to get somebody brighter than me to explain this one.
You know what? Enough said. Move on.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know what? Some people
You just want to get to the trivia section, right? Okay.
sometimes, there are some things you just got to accept.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Okay.
in the,
Yeah.
God in his wisdom has not made
Humility.
that easily accessible to our little brains.
Okay.
And
All right.
that's okay.
I think
Humble it down.
I think I got to agree with you there. So we're just going to move on to this one, unless there's any complaints, okay?
Nope.
All right. Number 4, whether the soul of Christ sees the Word or the divine essence more clearly than does any other creature. Now, seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think
I'm
the
pretty sure the
earthworm-
badger does.
Yeah.
Badgers are pretty
like
smart.
Thomas is just throwing us a bone there, saying,
he's
okay.
just like, feel good about yourself by getting this answer right.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, come on. All right. Now we move on to question 11. Okay. We didn't get all this in. This is kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say you're not learning something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian asked, can you read the section? Oh, I think he's talking about the section of the one that we can't explain.
No. No, I didn't print it out.
Yeah, he didn't. Also, Victor asked how long the show lasts, and I wrote him back that it's 1 hour, and I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
Is he hoping? Yeah, you get this.
When will the torment end?
It's like when you're-
Sorry,
it's
Victor,
like-
we're not
when
making
you're
fun of you. We
getting-
just thought it was.
like
I just
when
thought
you're-
it was funny.
Like when you're getting paddled as a kid, and you're like, how many of these are you going to give me, Dad?
Adrian is also very sad. He's sending sad emojis. Another
About-
time, Adrian, you can explain it.
Oh, he's sad that I don't have that one.
Yep.
Yeah, but we made an executive decision that we're just going to have to move on.
Dave had a good conversation with
All
himself.
right, so question 11 here. Let me see. Okay, you got him up there. The
Yep.
knowledge imprinted or infused in the soul of Christ. Okay, so God has infused knowledge into the soul of Christ, right? Whether by this imprinted or infused knowledge, Christ knew all things. Well, I think we've pretty much already established that, right? So
Yeah.
Christ knew everything. By the soul of Christ, he knew first whatever can be known by force of a man's active intellect, whatever pertains to human sciences. Okay, so Jesus would have had the periodic chart memorized. He would have known what.
Man, I'm jealous.
He would have known what, like 188 times 1,342. Okay, don't you think he would have known that?
I think.
Yeah, because that's science, right? Well, boy, wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, that would
yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah, and if any of you know that answer and you're just being humble, go ahead. I appreciate it.
Call in.
Humility, Dave. We got to do that.
And he knew all things made known to man by divine revelation. So he would have known about transubstantiation. He would have known about heaven, hell, purgatory, the Mary's Assumption. Okay, whether they belong to the gift of wisdom or the gift of prophecy or any other gift of the Holy Spirit. He had it all. He had the full package, right?
That's awesome.
Question 2, whether Christ could use this knowledge by turning to phantasms. Now it gets interesting. Do you guys know what phantasms are?
Nope.
Thank
Not
you
at
for
all.
being
So-
the first person to admit that. It's like a word I know I've heard before, but I have no idea.
Now, here's my understanding, okay? And if anybody brighter out there can correct me, but okay. So when we went over this, I think when we were talking about angels, you see this, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Remember this?
Wait, is it
So-
the turkeyness?
You never forget the turkeyness, right?
Turkeyness.
Okay, so when you just said turkeyness, everybody, all of us, in the studio and beyond, had an image of a turkey in our head, right, so to speak. That was
Dead or alive.
because we previously at some point in our life saw a turkey, and we saw the feathers and the beak and the legs and all that, right? But that's not that's the physical part of the turkey. But what we did was we abstracted a phantasm. Okay, so in order to understand the universal of turkeyness. Okay, so now the question basically is, did Jesus do that? Did he abstract phantasms? Did he come to know things through the way we do? Okay, okay, so this is the condition of the soul of a comprehensor. Okay, that it no wise is subject to the body or dependent upon it, but wholly dominates it. Okay, we don't dominate our body. Okay, hence after the resurrection, glory will flow from the soul to the body. But the soul of man on earth needs to turn to phantasms because it is fettered by the body and in a measure subject to and dependent upon it. And hence the blessed both before and after the resurrection can understand without turning to phantasms. And this must be said of the soul of Christ, which had a full capability of a comprehensor. So it sounds to me like he didn't need to do that, okay? Because he didn't need to abstract a phantasm of a turkey to understand turkeyness.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Let's move
Sweet.
on. Okay, is this knowledge collative? Let's skip that.
Adrian's like crying.
Adrian,
No, we chose turkeyness
Adrian
over
just
that.
jumped out of his window. No! Don't skip an articles. Good. Could somebody talk Adrian off the ledge? Okay, I just don't want to get into it because it's complicated.
Mario just sent a turkey.
Okay. Now
Good
let's
job.
get a load of this. Okay, whether in Christ this knowledge was greater than the knowledge of the angels. So was Christ in his humanity the knowledge greater than
his
the
humanity?
angels? In his humanity. Was his
No.
knowledge? Oh, okay.
I'm just saying no.
I
I,
agree.
you're-
Yes. No.
agree. Yes,
He agrees.
No.
Yes, no.
He's covering his bases.
I feel like I'm getting mixed signals
There
from
we go.
you, Jonathan.
That's my answer.
Okay. Well, you're actually right.
Woo!
Yeah.
You
Nice.
weren't.
Wait.
Because you said yes only. He said yes and no.
Wait, no,
Okay.
she said no.
Sorry.
I said no. I said no.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I said no. He said yes, no.
I'm confused.
what? We get a replay? I don't know what I said.
Whether
Yeah.
in Christ this knowledge was greater than the knowledge of the angels.
No.
And you said yes.
No, I said no.
In his
In
humanity.
his humanity, and I
And you said you think
And I
he's
said
less
yes,
than
no.
you think he's less than the angels.
in his humanity, yes, I think he's less.
Okay.
It's hard to
Oh
express.
gosh, Sissel.
It's getting really confusing. In his humanity, I do not believe he had more knowledge than angels.
Okay.
That's
You
what my-
don't think. Okay. I'm going to read this one for two reasons. So you can get the answer and Adrian will be happy.
Yeah.
So Adrian will come off the ledge. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Mario's talking him down.
Oh, good. We need that.
They don't even live in the same city. How can it be? I guess you can't
over
call him on the phone?
messaging, he's doing
Oh,
it.
okay. The knowledge imprinted on Christ's soul may be looked at in two ways. First, as regards that, what it has from the inflowing cause. Secondly, as regards what it has from the subject receiving it. Now, as regard to the first, the knowledge imprinted upon the soul of Christ was more excellent than the knowledge of the angels, both in the number of things known and in the certainty of the knowledge. Since the spiritual light which is imprinted on the soul of Christ is much more excellent than the light which pertains to the angelic nature. So God poured more knowledge into Christ, even in his humanity, than he did even the highest of the seraphims.
Wow.
So what you're saying is I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you see, he said yes and no. You said only no. Or
Although
only yes.
technically I meant no, I still did say for the record yes, no. So
But as regards the second, Cecil Anderson of the 21st century is correct. Well, that's nice that he threw that in there. Thank you. The knowledge
Thank you, St.
imprinted,
Thomas.
and this has puzzled theologians, the Cecil Anderson reference in the Summa for millennia.
finally it has come to fruition.
Centuries.
My goodness.
Okay.
Everyone's been wondering who is this one?
Who is she?
The Sisal. Who is the Sisal?
They misspelled it. Okay, the knowledge imprinted on the soul is less than the angelic nature in the manner of knowing that is natural to the human soul by turning to phantasms and by comparison and discursion. So still, the human nature is less by its very nature than the angelic nature when it comes to all things being equal. Sam and Jonathan, me and Cecil, no offense, our nature from an intelligence standpoint is lower than angels.
It is.
Okay, even like
We've
the
accepted
lowly
this. I can
little
take that.
angels.
We've
Like,
accepted it. We've
argument.
gone to therapy. We understand.
okay, so you guys are okay with that?
We're okay.
Okay.
Actually, wait a minute. I'm not that okay with it after all. Now that I think about it.
Okay.
talk
I have
about
a
it.
question.
You call.
I have.
Do you have comments?
I have a couple comments. Yeah. So let me think. First off, we have, I think, successfully talked Adrian off the ledge.
That's good.
He's-
I think he hasn't messaged in a couple minutes, but I think we're okay. And then also, I thought Buddy had a pretty interesting question, and we can
Okay.
wait till the end if we get through
Is
all
it-
of our stuff. But it's related, no,
Okay.
absolutely. He goes, I believe Jesus knew everything, but why did he pray to God to remove this cup when he knew it was his mission and God could not? Like when he prayed, like, God, like if you could take this away from me, that kind of when he's praying in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah, that's interesting because in the Summa, when talked about Jesus' will, Thomas asks this really interesting question, and he said, was the will of Jesus as a human being in absolute and complete conformity in every single conceivable way to the will of his Father. What would you say?
In his human.
In his
form.
human,
It was, I think, yeah.
Was God was
In his humanity?
and Thomas says no.
Oh.
Okay, because and here's the reason is that like if Jonathan said, Dave, you're going to go off and perform this mission, and part of the mission is people are going to beat you and scourge you and put a crown of thorns on you, and you're going to have like nails like nailed into your hand. Okay, it wouldn't conform to human nature for me to say, all righty then.
Yeah.
See, because his human nature doesn't want that. And if he
Oh.
wanted,
So like
Oh.
his human soul.
yeah,
was
if he wanted
no.
that, then he wouldn't be a
So
human
he's
being.
naturally just.
Yeah, so he has a
Just like
natural.
he naturally wouldn't want to put his hand in the fire.
Yeah.
Because like that's just.
But his
against-
father was asking him to do that, and so I think that may be the answer to Buddy's thing is that he didn't want it. Okay, so he was kind of crying out from his human nature because it wouldn't be like some people like heretics have said that Jesus didn't actually have a human body. He just came down and people thought they saw, but it was more like a mirage. Adrian somebody may know what that name of that heresy is, but that's a heresy because he had a real body. He really suffered, and he would not have liked to die the way he did. That would be really weird. It wouldn't be human,
Just
right?
a kind of side thing. Father Mike Schmitz did a little talk on a confession.
For a second, I thought he was,
he was-
commenting like, what?
Oh, Father Schmitz just commented, "Hi, Father." No, we are not that famous. Anyhow,
Let down.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Now I feel like anything I'm going to
Give me-
say is
give me a
disappointing.
start
Well, he
there.
mentioned Bishop Barron earlier, and he didn't get
Yeah,
that treatment.
yeah, that's true.
But he's not monitoring social media.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just gonna say that when Jesus is in the Garden of Gethsemane and praying, and obviously his humanity is calling out to God, like, "Can you take this away from me?" That his Father Mike Schmitz said that there's a meditation that what God showed him was us going to confession. Was like the idea, like that's what he was doing it for, was for us to get the mercy and stuff like that to kind of like comfort him. Sorry, random side thing. I thought it was really beautiful.
No,
So,
that's
anyhow.
good. I'm still thinking about Father Mike Schmitz while watching
I'm
it.
so sorry.
I was going to
just-
say, hey, Father, can you mention you Back to the Father on one of your podcasts? And we have 10,
I mean, seriously, for
10,000
like,
people.
I was like, oh my gosh, just.
I thought
Total
the same
shock.
thing. But no, that's a good point. Thank you, Sissel.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Sorry for giving you a hard time.
It's okay. Sorry. I'll try to get him. Father
Okay,
Mike
we got to
first.
kind of move along here. Was the knowledge habitual? Do you know what habitual means? Like if
It's a
something's
habit.
habitual,
Yeah.
it's like a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's an easy one. He's throwing us a bone here.
Yes.
Because he's confused us. Yeah, and whether this knowledge was distinguished by divers habits. Do you know
Whoa,
what divers
whoa.
habits is?
Are you sure that's
Nope.
not divers?
No, it's divers.
Divers.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like doesn't mean like multiple habits, like the divers habits.
I see.
We don't just have one habit. We may have a habit of this. Okay, you understand. All right, let's move on to the final section, which is number 12. Okay, did Christ know all things by this acquired or empiric knowledge? Okay, so did all things by it sounds okay. Now we're talking about his acquired or empiric knowledge. Okay, this is what he learned, right? Something that he experiential, like Adrian was saying earlier. Let me read this. Acquired knowledge is held to be in Christ's soul by reason of the active intellect, lest its action, which is to make things actually intelligible, should be wanting. Even as imprinted or infused knowledge is held to be in Christ's soul for the perfection of the passive intellect. Now, as the passive intellect is that by which all things are in potentiality, so the active intellect is that which all are in act. And hence, as the soul of Christ knew by infused knowledge all things to which the passive intellect is in any way in potential, so by acquired knowledge, it knew whatever can be known by the action of the active intellect. There you go. Enough said. Done deal. Got it?
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Simple.
Let's just move on.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing
We
to
got
see here.
it. We got
no,
it.
no, I think it's like his active intellect was perfectly, like we know things through our active intellect, and Jesus had to have an active intellect because he was fully human, but his was perfect. I don't know. Any comments? Anybody want to? Okay, there's the next one. Whether Christ advanced in acquired or empiric knowledge. This may clear it up. Okay, once I read this one.
Okay.
All right. I think now
see.
you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, now I got it. Okay. As regards the habit of knowledge, it is plain that his habit of infused knowledge did not increase, since from the beginning he had perfect infused knowledge of all things. Okay, that makes sense, right? So God infused in
all
his
knowledge.
human soul all knowledge of all things.
So he didn't need to. Yeah. Well, yes. Got it. Just
Okay.
not,
Roger,
no,
Roger.
not gonna do it.
Okay.
moving
not going to go there.
Not gonna go
Okay,
there.
leave well enough alone. Okay, and still less could his beatific knowledge increase. Okay, so infused knowledge is perfect.
Okay.
Beatific knowledge, the knowledge that one has in heaven, it can't increase. It's perfect, a total, right? We have already said that his divine knowledge could not increase. Therefore, if in the soul of Christ there was no habit of acquired knowledge beyond the habit of infused knowledge, as some said. Now, this is interesting, okay? Now, let me repeat that. If in the soul of Christ there was no habit of acquired knowledge beyond the habit of infused knowledge, okay, so there's nothing gained other than what's infused. And then he said this was the teaching of Blessed Albert the Great, who was Thomas's teacher, Alexander of Hales, and St. Bonaventure. So he calls out three guys who he's basically saying, I think they're wrong. But he also says, and sometime appeared to me. So Thomas actually got this one wrong. So he's saying, I got this wrong. Okay, he's changing his mind here. No knowledge in Christ increased in essence, but merely by experience. That is, by comparing the infused intelligible species with phantasms. Okay, Sam, I need you to explain this. Okay, so he had...
Aren't they calling on the students for the first time?
Okay,
Sam's just like,
so he compared the infused intelligible species with phantasms. And in this way, they maintain that Christ's knowledge grew in experience by comparing the infused intelligible species with what he had received through the senses for the first time. Okay, so I think this is starting to make sense. At some point, little baby Jesus had to have seen a dog for the first time.
Yeah.
Did they have dogs? Yeah, they had dogs
Yeah.
back then, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe.
A cow. I have one in my
I saw one pretty early on. I'm sure. No,
Yeah, so he sees one. So this is what I think it is. So let's say a camel. We know he saw camels, right?
I guess.
So the camelness was already in his mind. Okay, unlike us, we have potentiality for camelness. He already understood camels, but now he's seeing this particular camel, and he learned about this particular camel. Let's say they gave it a name, Freddie the camel, that Mary and Joseph had as a pet.
questionable name.
Okay, so he's experiencing this particular camel for the first time. He already knew camelness, he knows everything about camels, but this particular guy, did he already know about it before he was born? About this one? I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe, but we don't know.
I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to think this through. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a very small line to differentiate that. Like he didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I mean, we may not get to the answer, but it gives
Yeah.
us something to think
Yeah,
about this
definitely.
weekend. At some point, Sam and Jonathan, you're going to think over the weekend. You're going to think, oh, that camel.
Ding, ding, ding,
It's,
ding.
it's going to come to you,
Light bulb.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're down to our last two. And this one comes to the question you asked earlier.
Yes.
Wait, okay. Can we read one more line, okay?
Yes.
It seems unfitting that any natural, intelligible action should be wanting to Christ, and because... Okay. It follows from this that in the soul of Christ there was a habit of knowledge which could increase by this abstraction of species, inasmuch as the active intellect, after abstracting the first intelligible species from phantasms, could abstract others and others again. I think that's what that means. Okay, he sees this camel, and he sees that camel, and he sees that camel, he sees this camel. He already knew camelness.
He already knows this one camel. He knows now that this one camel likes to be scratched behind its ear. He knows that this camel likes.
But didn't he already know that, or no?
Well, no, that particular camel has. Never mind.
No, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like that each of those camels might have had a unique thing that they like. This one camel, I don't know what camels eat. This one
Or-
camel
wait,
likes to eat
what-
this
wait.
one particular thing.
Leaves.
And this other one likes to eat this one.
I think he. Remember
do you-
that? Remember that quote we said earlier about
Yeah.
he knew everything. Everybody was going to say. Everybody was going to think. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like there wasn't a lot of wiggle
Well, then,
room there.
no, okay, never mind.
I will tell you, I see there's some. Is there some comments?
Yeah, Adrian says I think he already knew that. So he already knew that.
He already
Freddie
knew
liked
that this camel liked to be scratched
it.
behind the
Trying to
back.
see. But he.
Like
But-
my dog
Never mind.
likes my little West Highland Terrier likes to. I know exactly where she likes to be rubbed and her little belly and all that. So when I was from all time when I was born, I knew the dog that I didn't even have yet likes to be scratched in the belly. I mean
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that's cool.
Amazing.
Okay, so we move on to the last two here. Whether Christ learned anything from man.
No.
Learned nothing. Because Cecil said that he learned carpentry.
Well,
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
something.
Ooh,
Very little.
shoot.
See, now you're.
It's not trivia yet.
Oh man, well played, Diane. Well played. No, don't feel bad about yourself. She
No, no,
deserved
no,
it. As you
I guess he did in some ways, sort of the
In the
like
human nature.
practical kind of knowledge, like maybe Joseph taught him how to wash a cup or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't know how to wash a cup.
I don't know.
Okay, now listen to this.
I'm not quite
This isn't too long.
Okay.
In every genus, that which is the first mover is not moved according to the same species of movement. Just as the first alterative is not itself altered. Okay, Thomas, you didn't have to throw that in there. We were already confused, buddy. Okay, now Christ is established by God, the head of the church,
I got that.
and of all men as was, so that not only all might receive grace through him, but that all might receive the doctrine of truth from him. Thank you, Thomas, for making that simple. He himself said in John 18:37, "For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, that I should give testimony to the truth. And thus it did not befit his dignity that he should be taught by any man." Now, does that mean only doctrine? Does that mean only things of the faith? Or does that mean that Joseph could not have taught him how to chop wood? This is where I wish Father Calloway was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our
Yeah.
resident
I bet he'd
expert.
have some.
Anybody have a thought about that out there? Could Scott or Adrian or Kevin or Buddy? I'm all
some
ears.
thoughts. Okay.
Because I can only share excerpts. Maybe in that article
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something else about it.
Adrian says, I think the only thing he could have learned the reception of the information via his senses is the reception of the information via his
Via his
senses.
senses.
And then
But can I just
Yeah, yeah,
interject? Thomas would also say we learn everything through our senses. Everything that we've ever learned would be through our senses. But Jesus had this infused knowledge and
Yeah.
the beatific knowledge also. I'm sorry, Sam.
Oh no, it's okay. I was cutting you off.
Well, that's
but I
okay.
feel like it would be kind of. I feel like with that in particular, that would be more of just for human, like for ordinary people like us.
Who aren't God.
Yeah, yeah, that
They're not
because
God.
then that way, like without the divine nature, it would be different because for humans we don't have the divine nature, so we wouldn't have that infused knowledge.
Yeah. But everything we're talking about is human nature. We haven't even talked about
Yeah.
divine nature. So everything, this whole show has been only about human nature, right?
Yeah.
But and it's what favors Jesus had in his human nature for being God.
Yeah.
For being yeah.
I feel like it's kind of whenever I don't know if you were about to say
No, you're
something.
fine.
Whenever there's talk about also with the Trinity or the divine, the two natures of Christ, it's always like it's so comforting to have the church because I like 90% of it is really hard for me to
it's just gone
understand.
in one ear out the
Yeah.
other.
Are you okay to go a little bit over this this show?
Yes.
Because we're not bound to an hour. Because still want to do trivia, but I want to do this last article. You okay?
Yeah, can I
okay.
real quick
Sam, I know
just-
you had to go quickly. Do
That's
you
okay.
Do you got to go? Or
Let me see what time it is.
okay.
Yeah, I can go for
A
it.
couple of comments, just wanted to keep up with them. Scott asked, he goes, I thought Luke 3:52 showed that in his humanity he progressed because verse is, and Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man.
Yeah. That's Seems to indicate that he did, but that would seem to contradict all this. I mean,
And then, yeah.
yeah. So you answer that one. I'm
Oh,
I'm going to take
sure.
a sip of water.
My answer to that question is let's ask God in heaven.
Yeah. But
And
then we'll be comprehensors.
That's true. We'll just
Yeah.
We'll be
let's just-
blessed.
We'll chat
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
over
We'll
a
say,
cup
remember-
of over a martini once ever because everyone will be old enough, right? To have a martini.
That's a whole other topic. 'Cause I don't, we
Whole
won't-
other can of
Never
worms.
mind. Let's not go there. Anyhow, in heaven to talk about this once we've all been infused with this knowledge. Also, Buddy says if Jesus knew that the woman at the well had many husbands, he would have to know all hidden knowledge, no matter what species.
Yeah. It's okay. Last one here. Question 12, Article 4. Whether Christ received knowledge from the angels? Yes or no? Did he receive any knowledge from the angels?
No.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of an easy one.
Nah.
Since the human soul is midway between spiritual substances and corporeal things, it is perfected naturally in two ways. First, by knowledge received from sensible things. Okay? Secondly, by knowledge imprinted or infused by the illumination of spiritual substances. Now, in both these ways, the soul of Christ was perfected. First, by empirical knowledge of sensible things, for which there is no need of angelic light. Okay, so that clearly says that he was perfected by the empirical knowledge of sensible things, since the light of the active intellect suffices. Secondly, by the higher impression of infused knowledge which he received directly from God and not from angels. Okay. That's pretty much says it.
It's that time of the show. No.
All right. My video just froze on my
Well-
YouTube. Did it freeze for everybody or just
Nope.
no? Okay, that's just me. That's just a
It
little,
did over
little
here.
special,
Oh, no, never mind.
little special blessing. Let me refresh and see if I can get
Get back into
I
it.
think that's going to do it. Okay. All right. All good. Okay. Well, that was kind of interesting.
That was.
That was good.
That was really
Yeah, that was good
interesting.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good thing
Adrian,
I like Jesus. I mean that's
Yeah.
that's a good
He's
topic.
a pretty cool guy.
He's
Yeah,
a pretty cool
yeah.
dude. I agree. I'm just called Jesus a dude. Okay, I'm
I,
sorry.
I heard another podcast, and they were talking about Jesus, and the other guy said, Jesus of Nazareth, and then the one guy said, oh, that Jesus. I mean, think about it. Jesus is the most famous person in the history of man. I mean, nobody even compares. I mean, Buddha or Muhammad. I mean, Jesus. The only one that I think that claimed legitimately to be God. I mean, some people claim to be God, but they're just out there. But that anybody took him seriously, that they claimed to be God.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got more Jesus to talk about in the coming
More
weeks.
Jesus to come.
Yes, less me, more Jesus.
That's on a
I'm a-
t-shirt.
Okay, so
Wait,
are we going to transition
Yes,
now
we
into our
are.
next phase of the program?
And it is now that time of the show where we give Dave Suma to think about, and he gives it right back.
I would just like to say real quick that I do not have a trivia question. I'm sorry I failed you.
Right off the bat. You're not even
Yeah.
going to make one up as we go along?
I tried the entire time, but I couldn't think of anything.
Okay.
That's what
That
he
is
was
how
doing this
badly
whole
I
time. He wasn't
failed.
actually listening to you, Dave.
Okay.
Have you ever seen me just staring off into space? I was trying to think of
I
a trivia
have one,
question.
and it's another round table one where we'll just go around in a yeah,
Okay. You want to go first?
sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you all go one by one. We'll start with Dave and maybe move down, or actually maybe we'll start with Sam and move this way.
Let's start with me and go down. I
Sorry.
like that because that
Yeah.
means that I'm at the apex.
No, actually, I'm starting with Sam.
Oh, okay.
Because Sam's
Okay.
title is Trivia Master. So we're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
go, and we're gonna name the 12 apostles. You got to do one at a time,
okay.
going around
Oh,
until
okay.
someone runs out.
Am I allowed to
basically.
write them down as I guess?
Yeah, and I'll be marking them off as well, so we
Okay.
can try to keep
see.
on
So
top of
and
it.
Jonathan's playing.
Jonathan's playing.
So even if you don't bring a trivia question,
still have to
get,
play. That's
still
your
get to play.
punishment.
Okay. All right.
All right,
All right.
Sam.
This is very good.
St. Peter.
Ooh, okay.
Was he an apostle? No, I'm
No, he
kidding.
wasn't.
I'm
All
kidding.
right.
Okay.
John.
Good job.
James the Greater,
Yes. Hold on, I can't figure out how to.
which
strike
would
that.
imply,
That
James
there
the
is
Lesser.
a.
yeah.
St. Jude. Or
Good.
Thaddeus.
Yeah, St. Jude Thaddeus.
I'm St. James the Lesser.
Yeah.
Just cuz.
Yep.
Okay. Judas Iscariot.
Yes. We're doing the OG, by the way. The OG 12.
No.
Okay,
Simon
so
the
now
Zealot.
we got 6 so far.
Simon the Zealot. Good
Oh,
job.
Sam with a win.
7.
Sam.
Comes from watching The Chosen.
Matthew.
Yes.
Oh, we hadn't done him?
Yeah, you hadn't done Matthew yet. I was really surprised.
This is where the chosen will come in handy for you, right?
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
I don't have a Nathaniel on my list.
I think
He went by another name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nathaniel did go by another name, and I can't remember. Oh, I know which one he did. I can't tell you though. It's not one you've said that yet.
But I got
okay,
it though,
fine.
right?
Bartholomew.
Yeah. Okay.
Bartholomew.
So
yeah.
Bartholomew and Nathaniel
are
is
the same person.
Okay.
Will and I just had a discussion about this.
Oh, I know another one that
Okay,
nobody said yet. Okay,
but
we got 9. Okay.
Sam.
We have
Comes
9.
back to Sam.
So we need 3 more.
You need 3 more. They're all pretty easy names too. I'll say that.
No.
Andrew.
Yes.
Oh,
Good
man.
job,
All right,
Aaron.
Mark.
Nope.
Oh,
What?
Diane. There we go.
Nope. We have
Okay,
2 left.
no, Mark was not.
2 left. Okay, I'm going to say that now
And
Jonathan's
I'm-
out of the running. So
Okay,
yeah.
this is not my guess, but
Oh, wow.
but I'm just saying also Luke was not.
Yes,
Okay,
you're right.
so
Yeah,
okay,
you're right.
I'm not guessing Luke.
He's not
okay?
guessing. Oh, Dave.
No. Okay.
All right, we have 2 more.
Oh gosh, who's the one that he saw under the tree?
That is Nathaniel.
No,
Bartholomew?
No, what's that? Okay, I'm not saying that
There's
one. Then.
okay. I would just like to say real quick that there's one that I think is pretty has a pretty big part of story, and then that you've not mentioned, and then the other one, if you're good friends with me, you might. Figure
Wait.
it out.
Oh,
Hold
I
on.
know it.
Come on. No, it's only between you and me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Dave's really mad. He's like, let's figure this out.
Peter, John, James, Jude, James, Judas, Simon, Matthew, Bartholomew, Andrew. Oh man, am I gonna let the trivia master
Wait.
walk away with again?
You gotta make a. I'm gonna start doing a timer.
a
or
timer.
something.
Okay.
10,
How much time do I have? 10
9,
seconds.
8.
The intensity.
Am I allowed to
6.
cheat and look at the screen?
No. 5, 4.
man.
Do you want me to give you a hint, Dave?
No.
I'll give you a hint.
I think you should go straight to Sam.
All right, Sam.
Okay.
Say one.
Thank you. St. Philip.
Yes.
Oh
Because
man.
I was like, if you know me, St. Philip the Apostle is
Oh,
my parish.
yeah.
St. Philip the
Gosh, I
Apostle.
wasn't listening.
Yeah.
My wife is right. I don't listen.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the last one, guys. This one, he had a very big part, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
in my opinion, like he has a very notable part in the gospel stories.
gospel
Post resurrection.
Post-resurrection. Oh, you're a little dancing around, so it wasn't going to get me. Okay. Wait. Oh, of course, Thomas.
You're right.
Doubting Thomas.
How did we forget that one?
I know. I don't know.
And she's like pointing. I was like, "Did you have the stigmata?" Or what?
Yes. That's the one.
That was a great one.
Thank you.
That was great. Even though our friend,
I was very impressed. Y'all got some of the, I feel like, the less talked
Yeah.
about ones over
Yeah.
Philip and Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, only Philip because of St. Philip the Apostle.
Yeah.
But that's
I was thinking of
Okay.
The Chosen, by the way.
yeah.
job.
You know,
that-
another reason to
that's-
watch The Chosen.
another
yeah,
reason.
That's very good. All right, Sam, you're up.
Okay. So plenary indulgences.
Okay. Okay.
There
Yes.
are special acts you can do, like through the month of November.
Ooh, shoot.
There's
oh,
something.
I know.
I
Wait,
wrote
do you
wrote
think-
a family minute for our president about this. Have
Yeah,
you
I
have you
heard it. I
Yeah,
heard
I
it.
wrote that. That's
Is,
me.
this the one about the All Souls Day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could
That's
visit-
part of it.
Wait,
so,
wait.
we're
Okay,
like,
so-
we're
well,
trying-
this is-
we're trying to get Sam his questions. What's the question?
This is okay. So basically, question is twofold. For November, there's a very special penance or thing you can do to gain the plenary indulgence,
Okay.
and then there's a set of things you're supposed to do.
Oh,
in
I know
every
this.
plenary
Okay.
indulgence.
Okay.
What is
You
that
have
set?
to receive communion, go to confession, say the Apostles' Creed, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and a Glory Be for the Pope's intentions in a graveyard.
Man.
I know that because I
but
did.
he didn't. He missed one.
What's the other one?
You have to be free from all.
Oh well, that's the
Confession.
Yeah.
So you have to-
Free from all attachment of
free
sin
from all
to get
attachment.
that
Yeah,
plenary.
that's that. Oh yeah. All
Oh
right.
yeah, that little thing. I like how you and I were arguing about who's going to get it first, and then Jonathan's like listening.
Yeah, you forgot about me.
Jonathan
wait.
like swoops in with a win. I
I'm
mean,
like, what? Where did that come from?
I felt like, yeah, okay, but I'm glad. It's good to see Jonathan shine.
Yeah.
You know?
Good job.
Okay.
Thank you.
A few times it happens.
Hey. Okay. All right. Here, I'm going to have each of you guess, and then we'll see
dear.
who's the closest.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. It's a team effort, guys.
And this
Yeah.
is,
You said it was obscure.
and you can use a decimal if you'd like. Okay.
Oh,
On this.
no.
Okay.
I'm-
How many Catholics are in the world?
Oh, okay. 2.86 million.
No,
No, it's in the billions.
wait,
It's
wait,
like
2.8. So wait, sorry.
Oh, I know.
No.
Wait, no. Hold on.
I've lost complete control
Wait,
of
I
this.
meant to
I
say
think I know
billion.
it.
I meant to say, hold on. No, that's how many Christians there are. I think it's.
By the
No,
way,
I think it's Catholics.
Victor said that, and he's
billion
right.
Catholics?
I think it's.
You
I
have
thought
to
that
go
was
to
Christian.
confession and receive the Eucharist within 20
Yes,
you
days
do, yeah.
before or after.
All right,
So
right.
thank
Hold
you.
on. I was going to make a wild
I
guess here.
don't-
I think it's 5.3 billion.
Well, that's
I'm
like
just
over
gonna-
half the
There's
population.
7
of the
billion
country.
people.
I'm just going to
world.
say it.
Okay,
All
wait.
right.
I need a final answer.
Okay, hang on.
Okay,
I do think it's 2.86 something another is billion is how many Christians there are in the world. I don't think that's Catholic though.
I think it's.
All right.
Catholic.
Okay, so
It's
Jonathan, I need your
1.3.
final answer.
Okay, fine. 3 billion.
3 billion.
3
Okay.
billion. It is
Sam,
not 3 billion.
Sam, what's your final answer?
1.3 billion.
1.3
This is
billion.
2.5.
Okay.
I guess. No, 2.2.
2.2. Okay,
that
now I
million or-
want to see from those who are out there watching.
Can we get some guesses? One and a half billion is from Buddy.
It's kind of like Fear and Trembling. Like, who do you think is right? Okay, I'm going to see is if I get one person to guess who they think
I
is
like how
right.
we had this
And,
whole
and,
disagreement
and I'll
about
tell you
Christians, and you
something. One of you came within 1/10 of a billion.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is our final answer or something that we discussed?
Your final answer. One of
I
you
can't
are
just give
okay.
us-
I'm gonna say I
need a-
like,
I wanna know now.
isn't it good when you can come within 100 million of something and you're
A winner?
You're
Yeah.
a winner.
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is nobody guessed. Everybody's gone. Nobody.
Oh, Buddy said one and a half
Okay,
billion.
Victor said
I like
1.
how she's just like anticipating.
Yeah,
me.
just-
Victor said 1.3. It's going down. What is?
I think
he
it's
said
going down,
the
number.
number's going down.
I honestly,
Adrian guessed
the answer-
can I just say?
Yeah.
Can I just say if I was going to put money on anyone, I would put it on Sam.
Why would you not?
Hey, come on.
Put it on myself anyhow.
The,
Oh,
no,
it's
no.
fine.
the correct answer is 1.2 billion. So
See,
Sam with
was
the
right.
win.
Yeah.
Maintaining, and I have a follow-up question. Okay.
Uh-oh.
One more question. So Sam, he's definitely living up to his title as
Trivia
the
master.
trivia master. Okay, here's the final one. And again, you can do a decimal to just one decimal, one number after the dot. Okay, what is the percent of the overall population that's Catholic?
Wait. He said it was
percentage?
2. What did he say? 2 billion?
Can I
no,
do
he
math?
said 1.3, and the answer was 1.2. Okay, so what
1.2.
percent of the world is Catholic?
And then
you
it's
can
like
only have
8
one decimal point.
That's too much math.
7 or 8 billion.
There's like 8 billion people in
billion.
the world.
So
You
one
guys are
eight.
like a team.
Yeah, we are because
What's
we're
1/8?
friends.
Don't-
Remember, we have a group chat day.
Don't let Sam walk away with all the right answers. Somebody's got to challenge him here. Jonathan has already given up. He doesn't like math.
Can I
don't
use a
like math.
calculator?
I'm going to say.
Okay, and I need your final answer.
Okay.
Victor said 13%,
Yeah, that's probably
which
what I
is
would
probably
say.
about there.
Okay,
Let's say 13.
so Jonathan says 13.
Thank you, Victor.
Sam, what do you say?
I'm trying to do the math of 1/8, but I cannot do it. One
8 goes into 10.
point like 2-3 times. So I'll go 12%.
12%. Okay.
I will go 14 just for the heck of it. I didn't
We'll circle
actually give up on the
Victor.
math about
All right.
the math about 10 minutes ago.
The winner
Oh no.
and the new trivia champion is Sissel.
Oh!
17.7%.
Wow.
Of the
I
population.
almost said
17.
16, but I
Yeah.
went lower.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I didn't. 'Cause I didn't
Okay.
do math. I just guessed.
All right, we don't have like we don't have closing music, do we? We just
Yeah,
have
we do.
well,
Yeah, we do.
yeah, but I mean,
Oh, for
something.
the closing for the
Yeah,
the
we have the
trivia show.
closing. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to. You guys work on that. You guys. Okay.
Sorry.
All
Sorry
right.
to disappoint you.
All right.
Like we do so often.
No, that was fun. I enjoyed that show. That
By
was
the
good.
way, the amount of Christians in the world is 2.3 billion, which I was kind of close earlier when I was talking about
Adrian
that.
said, "Go Sissel."
Woo.
Go Sissel. Go Sissel. All right. Thanks everybody for participating and watching. Thanks to Diane for all that she does to make this show even better. And thanks everybody. Good job.
Remember,
Thank
2
you.
weeks we're not going to be here.
Next week we will.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for Back to the Father. And don't forget, the glory of God is the human person fully alive. If you have comments about the show, email Dave Palmer at grnonline.com.